Well, thank you for joining me, everybody. We are live. Oh, how are you guys tonight? Woohoo! You're going to catch this on the replay, which we greatly appreciate. Figure that one out. Make sure that you give us a thumbs up, shout us out, like us, all of that good stuff. We appreciate that. So we hope everybody's doing wonderful tonight. Oh, Daisy. So it's Daisy, Lily, and I. We are going to be your entertainment. We're going to not get too excited. We did pull the trigger a little early. I think we were scheduled for 6, but that's okay. All right. Busy. We've been busy. I've been busy. I've been traveling. Finally, I feel like I got a little bit of time to work on things and do some things. So we're going to attempt to do that. We're going to kind of get up to speed on things. Joe and Jenny is in the house. What's up? Man, you want to know what's up? I'll tell you what's up. I am. My hat's crooked. Oh, what? No wonder. My hat was messed up, Joe. How are you, Joe? How are you? How are you indeed? So, how's everything going in your world? We're pretty good. I had to go to Branson yesterday with my friend who's, in his 80s and needed to run up to Branson for some business. So I didn't do a live stream last night like I was planning on StreamYard because I was just too damn tired. Dennis in the house. Hi, all. I'm a woman workazant. Workazant? That mean you're a workaholic or a woman woker? Oh, you're woke. I gotcha. I had to get close enough to the phone to read it. You're a woker. We're calling them wokers, like Quakers, but wokers. But wokers are going to go to the side. Oh, a country. So I think we're going to run out of those. All right, it's a country. Joe says doing all right. Dennis, you're a troublemaker. But so I didn't do a live stream last night. I got late, and was just too tired. So didn't sleep much the night before. So how are you, Dennis? I'm going to Google that because I never know when you're pulling my leg, Dennis. I got to double check what Dennis tells me. Because some people like to fool me, Dennis. I am going to, yes, kind of. Lobo, thank you for being here. I haven't seen if this is even a work. All right, Dennis, I feel better because wow, it is a country. Imaginary country. Okay. Lobo, yes. I'm not drawing something particular. What I'm doing, I'm working on a model. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm actually working on a model. That wind was bad early. Yeah, it's been raining here. It's just about over with. And don't fall down, guys. I don't want you guys to fall over. Have you guys been drinking? So the wind's hollering, it's pretty windy here where we're at too. So, but I'm working on a model. It's going to be so cold here that Dennis in Canada is going to avoid us because it's going to be colder here than in Canada. Storm Rider, I did. Thank you for the tip. Storm Rider, here's what I did. Okay. So on your advice, which I appreciate, I went and watch a bunch of YouTube videos. And you're right. I've done this model completely the wrong way. I wish I would have known this before I started. So the next one I do, I'm definitely going to prime with flat black paint and use the dry brush method without question. It is so much, I'm going to do a little bit of it on a few parts on this model to practice. You know what I mean? To kind of get into it. But I got a lot of this place already painted, which looks like crap, but I guess I'm just going to have to go with it. You know what I mean? But you're exactly right. So thank you very much for the advice. Only coffee and mixers here. Ha ha. Yes. Cool. Can't wait to see. Yeah. So, but yeah, I did. I went, well, I didn't, because I didn't know what dry brushing was. No clue. Googled it. Then I watched some more videos and went, oh, I get it. I get it. I can be a bad painter and still make it look halfway decent. Because I agree, it would have, now that I've studied those, it'd been easier if I would have primed these with black paint. So. It's getting ready to get cold in America. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be so cold that you're going to want to pack up your bags and go to the Bahamas or Aruba for a week, because even southern Florida is going to be chilly, and there's going to be no chili in Chile. So we have a busy day today, I think. Huh? No, yesterday was busy. Sorry. I had to go to Branson, Missouri with a friend yesterday. He needed some work done on his car. It's about a 2-hour drive for us, hour and 40 minutes. And he's, elderly, but he likes that dealership. So I went up with him yesterday. And while I was there, I looked at prices of brand new cars. And I will tell you something that I'm shocked at. When Lorelai and I moved to the Philippines and when we came back to America, we were shocked at how expensive things had gotten in a year. By the way, thank you all for the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to us, shout us out, go tell your communities that we're alive. We were shocked. And we had to buy another car. We had to buy cars when we got back, right? And we wind up buying a Subaru. But in the process, we looked at a bunch of cars, makes and models. And for instance, we looked at the brand new Bronco because I like Broncos and Lorelai thinks they're cool. So we looked at buying one of those and they were like $100,000 to $110,000. The model that we really like, the high-end, fancy, cool looking model, right? $110,000. Freaking nightmare. Yesterday at the Ford dealership in Branson, I found one, top of the line, all the bells and whistles, and I was shocked. It was $63,000. $63,000 versus $110,000 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. So I asked my buddy's salesperson friend, they're real close, and and I said, hey, what's the deal? Because he's been selling cars for 40 years. He's like, oh no, the car industry sucks right now. He said, we have more inventory than we can get rid of. We've dropped the prices on everything, and we still can't get rid of them because people don't want to pay the high interest rate in financing. He's like, but you're right. 3 years ago, that Bronco would have sold $110,000. Today, I'm going to be lucky to get $60,000 for it, and that's the going price, you know. Oh, Joe's trying to pick a fight with all the Ford lovers. Joe, there, let me get my keyboard out. I'm going to send everybody your address so they know where to come and find you. So we actually like Fords. We like everything. I think there's good and bad in everything. We really do. We even like Kias, you know, believe it or not. So we like not everything of everything, but we do like everything. But he's like, yeah, the prices have dropped so much in the last 2.5 years, it's unbelievable. He's like, you're exactly right. 3 years ago, I could have sold this Bronco for 110 grand. You know, that's what the price would have been listed at. He said, today it's 63 something, and we'll probably get 59, 60 grand for it. You know, and I'm like, man, that is just crazy, crazy. And he's like, yeah, you know, and he's a salesman, but he's like, you know, we have more dually pickup trucks that we can't sell Ford as a Ford dealership because Ford's not willing to come down and give them incentives to get rid of them. But it was interesting because he knew I wasn't going to buy anything, and he's an old friend of my friends. And I got talking to him a little bit, and I'm like, well, as a salesperson, if somebody comes onto your lot, and what is it that they could say that would make you go, ooh, nice? So meaning, if I came onto your lot and I wanted to buy, you know, what is it that would that I would buy that would make your heart go thump, 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 because you're going to make money. He's like, oh, that's easy. Used cars. He says, new cars, we can't make any money off of new cars. Salespeople. He said, we don't make very much off of that. Used cars is where we can make a nice little change of commission, is the used cars. Joe says that give me a Chevy over anything else. You know, I gotta admit, Chevy is not high on my list. I think their quality is not as good. I don't like their SUVs at all. Their pickup truck, the Silverado, is okay. I like GMC's pickup truck, the Denali, way better. But a Chevy pickup's okay, but I don't like their other cars. I don't like their Trax and their Blazer and their other things. I do think if you take the Chevy Colorado and you give it all the bells and whistles and get the fender flares on it and you make it look really cool, it can be a really cool looking truck. I don't think it's a great truck, but I think it's a cool looking truck. So I do think the Colorado, yeah, the Canyon was the GMC. The Colorado is the Chevy. Same thing, but it can be made to look like a cool truck. Now, I've always been basically a Ford guy and for trucks, and I'm an older Ford truck guy. I'm not a big super fan of the new Fords for some reason. I just don't like them. They don't feel as nice. But I do like the new Dodge Ram Lariats and all of those. Dodge is putting out a luxury truck, a really nice luxury truck that is pretty impressive for me. And I got some friends that have the very most expensive ones, and they're like driving a freaking luxury vehicle, high-end luxury vehicle, but in a pickup truck. So I like the Dodge, I guess. I think Toyota is overrated, overpriced, and I don't like the way they drive. But I heard today, I think it was on YouTube, because that's how we learn things in the world is YouTube, is I think John Deere is going to try to come out with a pickup truck. I don't know if it's marketing BS, but not only is John Deere going to run off to Mexico and take away American jobs, but now they want us to buy their pickup truck. And I'm not talking about like a Ford with a John Deere package. I'm talking about a John Deere manufactured truck. The truck bed is the only bed that doesn't need to be made. Well, I have to disagree. I do. First and foremost, Joe, I need a bottle of water. You have to make the bed so that it becomes a bed, right? If you don't make a bed, then it's not a bed. Two, my bed on my pickup truck has a cover on it. So I got to put the cover on my bed. Gotta love water. But I was really interested in that. I thought that was interesting how cheap vehicles are. And they can't be sold because of the interest rates. They're like, look, if interest rates were 3%, 3.5%, he was telling me, we could sell these all day long, but people aren't buying cars. They're just not. They're not buying vehicles because the interest rates are so high. I'm not talking about that, Dave. Well, yeah, you are. You said a truck bed is the only bed that doesn't need to be made. And I said the bed of a pickup truck has to be made first, or it wouldn't be a bed. It would be, what? A big sheet of metal. And then, of course, I'm telling you, I have a pickup truck. It has a bed, and I put a cover on it. So isn't that making a bed, Joe? See? But I thought that was interesting, right? We have no intentions of buying a car anytime soon. We have cars, we're fine with them, we like them. We usually just pay cash for cars anyway. Lorelei has a great Subaru. I have my old beat up fishing truck, which I'm very happy with. So we have no desire in any way, shape, or form to buy a car. But I just thought it was interesting when I went out there and looked at the price of those Broncos to be so damn cheap. Just crazy. Just crazy, guys. So, how is everybody doing today, by the way? We hope everybody's doing great. We hope everybody's going to have a great time today. 1 + 7, what? I'm going to work on my model a little bit while we chit-chat, if you guys don't mind. I'm listening to the wind howl outside because we have a fish tank here in my office behind you. You can't see it because it's behind you. But it only had 2 little fish in it. That's all that survived from Lorelei's guppy experiment. Anyone needs to make a bed up every day, but your truck bed doesn't need to be made. I get it, Joe. I was just busting your balls, buddy. So I'm draining this fish tank so that I can clean it up over the weekend and put it away, because she had guppies in there, fancy guppies at one time, right? She had a lot of them, but she kind of got bored, and now there are only 2 of them. So I transported those today over to another fish tank in the house, the one in the living room. And I'm going to shut this one down because it's taking up my work table. But to make it easy, I've used a siphoning hose to go from the tank out my window in my office here. So I got my window open about this much, and the cold air is starting to come in. And you can hear the wind howling. Woo! Didn't want to scare my dog. I didn't want to scare my dog. You know, shit. But we're going to get the fish tank drained, and then I'll get it out in the garage. I'll dry it and put it out in the garage, and I'll clean it up better in the spring when the weather's nice. But, or I'll put it somewhere. But you know, I want it out of my office so I can get a little bit more work room in here. And we got so much clutter crap that I need to start working on decluttering my office and my closet and everything. So we got to do some of that, but that's part of what we're doing too. I don't know, Joe, if you're still there, what's the weather forecast? Are you supposed to get any snow? I know I talked to somebody in Dallas shortly ago, and they were saying that there's a good chance that they're going to get either ice or snow in Dallas. But I haven't seen your forecast or my forecast, Joe. So I don't know what's going on. But we appreciate everybody being here tonight, as always. If you're new to the group, please subscribe to the channel. I think Lorelai is going to do some live streams this weekend and all of that good stuff. I'm working on a bunch of projects for you guys. Really am. Man, I'm so busy. I'm so busy doing stuff for you guys that it's almost becoming a job. Almost becoming a job. But so that's what we did yesterday. But we were up there at the dealership a whole lot longer. So when I got home late, I decided just to scrub the live stream and I just watched TV and hung out. So I know President Trump's inauguration is coming up right around the corner, Monday or Tuesday, right? On the 20th. So that'll be good. Be very good. I was going to tell you. The other day, I asked you guys if I could borrow some tweezers. Well, I got some tweezers now. Let me show you these new tweezers. I am going to order a paintbrush set. So here's some tweezers. They got the little safety rubber tips on it. So we got a pack of, I think, 6 tweezers. We got, like with this edge or this tip, you know, this angle, maybe what's that, a 45? And then we got one that is a little bit like this. Because my hand-eye coordination and my thumb, you know, and all that, not so bueno. And then we got a paddle one. And I think altogether, this pack of what? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 was about $7. And so that one's kind of a paddle one. So that's part of my new arsenal now. I am going to be ordering some of those brushes, the dry brushes, and practice on some of that. So we'll get some of that stuff done. So maybe I can make things look a little bit better. I don't know. But I got about another half hour until that fish tank is drained enough that I can shut my window. And Joe, if you're still listening, I hate to tell you this, but I don't make a bed up. I haven't made my bed up in forever. I don't like to make my bed up because I make it messy. So why would I make a bed up? I mean, that never made any sense to me. I'm gonna let me make some notes here. What color is 5? Gold. Oh, what? I might try to do a little bit more painting tonight. So that's red. I don't know what... But I don't know if I haven't been watching the news today. Is anything exciting happening in the news or anything, anybody? I think that's supposed to be brown color. All right, so I think about 31 and 32. All right, I kind of want that black looking, but I don't know if I like that color black. We'll have to figure this out as we go here because I'm not liking this color. All that well. When I get the dry brush things, I think I can go back and just dry brush a little fading on the ship. So I'm thinking I can do that, which I think would be pretty cool. Give it kind of a weathered look is what my goal is there. But since I need some fine detail brushes. But since I really don't have any, I'm gonna have to tape. And I'm not very good at that, so. We got a friend who's getting married here soon in the Philippines. And we got another friend who is getting married in his home country of Pakistan. So we've been invited to a couple of different weddings, but obviously we can't go. I'm not able to attend the weddings, but got a buddy who's married a Filipina in the Philippines. So they're married in the Philippines, but they now will be getting married in Pakistan. So they invited us, great people. Wish we could have joined their wedding if they're listening and watching. I haven't been, Lorelai's been talking to them a lot. And apparently, they're doing some really cool festival things in Pakistan for the wedding. They got, I know they sent us a message telling us that they got the cow. So somehow a cow is important. I need to pay better attention. But they're telling me the cow is important. And so they got their cow. They sent Lorelei pictures of it. So, but yeah, we'd really like to go. We love traveling. And we would like to travel a lot more this year, but I just don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off because we have so much things going on. So I'm not for sure if we can pull anything off travel-wise this year. But we're excited about everything, I guess. I'm going to read these carefully. Let's see what I'm doing here. I think I got the rowboats all done. Okay, so those stay there. Nice, good. What is number 7 again? Seven's brown. I need to keep making some notes, folks. All right. So remember these, 3 is leather color. I don't know if I like that. Not for sure if I like the leather color, that it's how it's turning out. So I might have to change the color to sand because I'm thinking about using this sand color on some pieces that are supposed to be leather because my leather paint doesn't look like leather at all. So I'm thinking about doing something a tiny bit different. Yep. I definitely need to order some of those fine detail brushes. There's no way I'm going to be able to make this look any decent at all without getting those. I'm going to order those later tonight. I'm realizing I really and truly need a lot of brushes. I need some fine detail brushes. I know I'm not any good at this, but even to make it look halfway okay, I'm going to need that. So we are glad everybody's going to drop in and stop in. Number 6 is brass. Brass. Nice, nice, okay. Trying to get my paint organized on my parts. So I kind of know where I'm going with it. I need to see, I did hear today, American Roadrunner says, hello. Hello to you, my friend. How are you? I did hear today that they're going to move the presidential election indoors because it's going to be so cold. Man, I've been good. You know, been doing pretty good. I had a run up yesterday. I was going to do a live stream, but I was too tired after doing a bunch of running around for the day. But other than that, doing pretty good. We're just waiting for the freezing weather. You know what I mean? Been busy today trying to clean house, get organized. I'm cleaning up a fish tank. I'm working on a model. So I'm trying to be proactive in my life, man. How are you, by the way? Anything going on in your world? But we're doing good. You know, I was up in Branson yesterday hanging out. Today, back in the house. So feeling energetic, trying to get organized for my model. I realize I made a lot of mistakes already with it. But thank you for the thumbs up and for coming in. We were nice. We were talking about cars earlier and car prices because I was up at a Ford dealership and one of the salesmen is a good friend, a friend of mine who I went up there with. He wasn't trying to buy anything; he needed his car service. So I got talking about car sales. It's going pretty good. You know, I told you guys I needed to borrow some tweezers. I got some tweezers. And Storm Rider told me I needed to know what dry brushing was, which I didn't know what that was. So I went and YouTube dry brushing and studied that a little bit, and he's right. What I've been doing is the crappy way. So now I know why mine looks like crap. So I watched some videos about dry brushing and about priming these parts with flat black. And I'm definitely going to take that advice and work on trying to improve that, even though I'm kind of far along. But the next one I do, I'm going to do it completely different. I'm going to start from the beginning with primer and everything, and then using a dry brush format versus what I've been doing. Not much going on there. I'm just trying to work a little bit. Hadn't worked any since the right before Christmas. Wow. Trying to get back in the swing of things? Yes. You know, it's hard. You know, you may not know, but I taught at a community college for 25 years, and it was always weird. All semester, even as a student, but as a teacher too, all semester, you're rush, 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 rush. You know, I got to get to class. I got to do this. I got to make this. I got to do that. You work, 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 work. And then a day comes when you turn in the grades. Boop. I submit the grades to the register. I'm done. I'm out of there. So it's really weird. It's like you go 90 miles an hour, nonstop. You hit a wall, and then you stop. And then we're gone over Christmas break. Come back in January, and all of a sudden it's, woo, mad dash again. So it was always to me like hitting the brick wall. I'd hit the wall, stop for a few weeks, and then have to dump the gas to get back in the groove of everything. So, you know, it's gonna be a little crazy. But I know people think I'm crazy, but I miss working. I was talking to my wife about that today because, you know, she does very well in her job, and I'm very proud of her. But we want to move further south, right? And she's always nervous about applying for new jobs and things like that, which I don't blame her. But I told her today, you know, I get excited for her in her job because she has a job. I get excited when good things happen for her at her job. You know, I get excited about the thought of getting promotions, of interviewing. I get excited about all those things. And my wife, not so much. And I told her today, I said, you know, look, I'm very proud of everything that you do, all the money you make, the hard work, and I don't care where you work or how much you make. It doesn't matter as long as you're happy. And I really mean that. I don't really care. The more money, the better, of course. But you got to be happy in your job, in your career. But I just told her today, I said, I just get excited because I know how good of a worker she is, how much more she could be doing, how much more she could be earning, what a bigger leader she could be. I know all of that about my Filipino wife, know it all. And I tell her, I said, I just get excited for you because back when I was working in my career, I loved learning new things, challenging myself, meeting new people, being the subject matter expert, blah, 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 blah. I liked it. I got kind of high off of it. You know, it was a good thing. And so I miss the excitement of going to work and trying to figure out where we're going, what we're doing, and, you know, what's next, and do I need to work on this? Can I go over there? Can I do that? You know, all of those things. I kind of miss all of that. I do. But I told her she's got to do what's best for her. But she does a great job. She's a great worker. Oh, after staying over busy in the summer months, so tired of the end. I don't know which end is up. Yes. So the winter comes. I try to rest, hating cold weather. My bones and body hurt all the time. Man, I know that feeling. I look, I get it. My bones are the same way. My joints hurt. I was telling Lorelai today because I did a lot of walking yesterday at the car dealership, right? I didn't want to just sit inside and wait, so we wandered the parking lot and visit it and stuff. But I did a lot more walking than normal, and so my ankles had swollen up because my ankles have had so much damage to them, along with my knees. And I told Lorelai it was hurting really bad today. One of my ankles, the tendons in my ankle, and she's like, "Well, you think you ought to go to the doctor?" And I told her, I said, "No, there's no way in hell that I'm ever going to let another doctor touch my ankles." You know, the ankle reconstruction surgery I had years ago was the worst surgery I've ever had in my life. And I've had a lot of surgeries. It took over 2 years to heal. And I don't think it was necessary. I think I would be better off if they would have never done the surgery. So, but I get it, man. I get it. I feel like I walk like an old man now. I feel like I walk like an old man. And I was telling somebody the other day, we had somebody pass away the other day. And a friend of ours had somebody pass away. And they were like talking about it. And I'm like, well, at our age, we have to realize that is what happens. People die. We pass away. And yes, we now become the old people in the community is what we do. We become the old people. And I have hurt my left arm this week, so shoveling. Wow, that's not good. I just throw this out there about your left arm. You sure you didn't strain your heart? Because shoveling snow is one of the number one causes us men having heart attacks, and your left arm would be affected. So heart symptoms and troubles come to the left arm. So I don't know your total health situation, but I would highly recommend that if it, you might want to get it checked out because you don't want to have a heart attack. And shoveling snow is a heart attack waiting to happen. That's why, my friends, I don't shovel snow. You don't think so? Okay. But I don't shovel snow. Plus, I don't know. I just don't think it does any good, to be honest. It may look nice, but I'd rather just drive over it. Or plow through it. I just don't like to drive. Shovel snow. It's just kind of not my thing. But we got to take care of ourselves. I got to go to the doctor on Monday, and I went to the doctor last week. I need to get a new pacemaker. My pacemaker is under a year left on me, so my battery is starting to wind down, and so I'm on the clock waiting for the pacemaker to start beeping. They told me that it's going to beep every morning at 9:30 a.m. when the battery needs to be changed. So it's all right. To be honest, I'm going to make some videos about it, going through changing your pacemaker. This will be my third pacemaker. My first one didn't do the job, so they had to take it out. And it was one of the times they had to revive me on the table because I wouldn't respond back after that. So they took it out and had to put a different one in with more leads. And they only last about 7 to 10 years. This one was designed to last 10 years. And it's just time for it to come out. The good thing is, from what I understand, is all they got to do basically is cut it open, cut my chest open right here, reach in, pull the pacemaker out, unplug the leads, sterilize everything, put the new one in, plug it in like a battery, sew me back up, and send me home. So it shouldn't be that bad of an ordeal, to be honest. Shouldn't be that bad, I hope. But we'll just have to see how it goes. But I wish we could get it done sooner, but they won't touch me. The insurance won't pay for it until it starts to beep that it's running out of battery life. They did say that you get about 3 months of leeway. So if it beeps, you don't got to rush to the hospital. So you got plenty of time to get in there and get it scheduled. Now, of course, I've known all along that if the defibrillator goes off and shocks me, then I got to get my happy butt to the hospital immediately. But luckily, it hasn't done that. I haven't had that experience, and I don't necessarily want that experience in any way, shape, or form, but it hasn't happened. But changing out the pacemaker shouldn't be that big of a deal, I hope. So I think it'll be all right. I'm not too stressed over the pacemaker part, just not too stressed over it. But I am looking forward to getting it done and over with. It's one of the things I absolutely did not want to do in the Philippines. I absolutely did not want to have my pacemaker changed in the Philippines. So, and since I was having heart issues in the Philippines, it was really important to me not to, not to do that. And if we're living in Alabama, by the time I need to change it, then there's a lot of really good hospitals in Alabama. So I have no qualms about Alabama. But wasn't quite confident in letting the Philippine heart doctors change it. So I knew I would always come back to America to have it changed anyway. So let's see. Did I tell you guys how much we appreciate all of y'all's support? We, even though we're a little bitty channel, we get a lot of support from people. Very appreciative of that. We got a video coming. Our friend James sent Lorelai some goodies in the mail the other day. We just got those. When Lorelai, we forgot, she hasn't opened the box yet. So when she gets home, we're going to open the box. And we'll do a quick little review of what he sent her. My dad went in for a quadruple bypass when he was alive. Doctor said his heart was out of his body on a machine for over 2 hours. And when they put it back in, it started right up. Wow. That's crazy. Luckily, I've never had to have a heart bypass or anything like that. I'm very thankful for that. And look, I don't have a problem in telling people about my heart and my disabilities and health issues, because if I can educate and share, I am really tickled to do that. What I have is I have heart failure, and my heart failure is a low ejection fraction rate. Means it can't pump the blood. There's a couple of the chambers that the valves don't open up fully enough and the blood can back up into my heart. And then I have an electrical imbalance. So it's kind of like if this light was flickering, I have that going on. And then of course, without the pacemaker, the pump, my heart wouldn't pump enough blood to keep me alive. Man, this model is warped. The only thing I hate about these plastic models, right, is the pieces warp so easily that we gotta force them together, glue them, force them, and try to rubber band them together. But look at that. See, that thing doesn't want to lay flat at all. See? Isn't that crazy? Hair dryer? Yes, I know. And what do you think? I think what I ought to do is, well, let me look at it. Maybe, look, here's another way to look at it. I mean, you guys see that? There's a big gap there, small gap here. I wonder if I should just hair dryer this part. You know, warm it up. Maybe I will glue this part together, let it sit up for 24 hours, put some rubber bands on it, right? And then this part that doesn't want to come together, then maybe I can gently warm this up with a hair dryer and then use a rubber band to kind of hold it together. So I think that's probably the best option there. But what I need to look at, clip it, yeah, I have some clips. I do have some clips. And I got some tape and things that I can put on not to scratch things up. But yes, because it looks like these two are going different directions. But what I need to find out before I do this, which I don't think I have to, is in the back of the boat here, do I need to put this piece in on one side and bring it together so it seats nicely? Or will it just slip in? So I'm going to kind of try to figure that out before I glue this together. So yes. And I might have to try to buy some extra clamps. Also, some things that have like rubber tips but that are strong. I might have to try to do that. But I do have painter's tape that I use and rubber bands. So I need to find where it talks about this piece. You would leave that end unglued. Which end? The bow or the back of the boat here? So you're saying maybe leave this unglued, not too tight, so you have some flexibility? Is that kind of what you mean there? Yeah, I wasn't going to, I agree with you. The good thing is it does look flexible enough here, you know, but I'm going to check it. I got the part right here. And I'm going to kind of check to see if it needs to go because the instructions don't give me great details. So I want to kind of see if it's supposed to seat or on the inside or gently on the outside. Okay, it's supposed to go on the outside. So it's not, it's supposed to go as an end cap, like this versus like this, if that makes sense. So it doesn't seat like this, it just comes in like an end cap. But I got to get some better paint brushes so I can paint this part. So that's good to know. But I won't super glue it. I mean, I won't glue it so where it's just unbelievably tight. I won't do that. I agree with that. But that's the bad thing about these plastic. You know, when I built that wooden ship years ago, I had a Dremel and I used it and I did a lot of sanding and shaping, but there was enough meat on the wood that you could do that with. And so that was kind of fun. Yeah. Now, all of this is going to have to be, you know, fixed. So you think a hair dryer, you know, warming that up with a hair dryer should mold and shape that back together? I think it would. So I think I'm going to try to glue some of this up to about here. And then, yeah. Let me see if there's any burrs and any little pieces I need to trim off of this. Lots of little detail work. And there we go. Let me clean this up a little bit, right? Get all those off. Nice, okay, nice, all right. So, yeah, let me get some rubber. Ow, stab myself. It's always good to have rubber bands around. The good thing is I really want to build. I really want to build one of those wooden boats again. But since it's been 30 plus years since I did it, this one may not turn out, you know, this one may kind of turn out crappy. But one thing it's doing is, one, it's getting me back in the habit and finding the tools I need, the hobby tools, right? So I'm starting to accumulate those. And then kind of getting a work area, getting back in the swing of things, so that I can, when I invest $300 or $400 in one of those boats that are 3 feet long and 3 feet tall, and you know, I will have some resources to help with those. I mean, this is just a Hobby Lobby model. Oops. But I'm really glad I was told about that dry brushing thing, because I'm definitely going to get into dry brushing, because I watched those videos on YouTube and was really impressed. Ah, so you've been working on the fenders of your motorcycle? And I think that's the key. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'll tell you, I won't be proud of this boat because of the paint scheme. I know this already. I know my personality. So I won't be really proud of this, but I will be happy that I've learned some things and I've kind of gotten back into the groove of things. That's what I'm going to be happy about. Yeah, so I'm going to let this set up. I got a rubber band on it. It's seated pretty good all the way through. So I can't wait to get this fish tank off of my my table so that I can have my workbench back. Filipino Boy in the province says, good morning. Well, good morning to you, young lady. How are you? I hope things are going well for you. How is your father doing these days? Dry brush makes the paint smoother. Yeah, I mean, I really blew it. I really blew it because I knew nothing about that. And I'll admit, I'm kind of excited about learning how to dry brush and do that. I think that's going to be a cool technique. So I'm really kind of excited about the next one. He is home now. Good, congratulations. Yeah, I thought about that. I thought about that. Anytime. Well, we always hope everybody does well health-wise. You know, even the healthiest people struggle in the Philippines. We've known so many young people even who got an infection and didn't leave the hospital. So we know that that can be a challenge. And at an elderly age, it's a bigger challenge. So we've known a lot of people that have been in that situation. So we're glad that your daddy is doing well. Yeah, and that's one thing I am going to do is, you know, is like I'm going to primer these smaller pieces now. I'm going to do some of that. And when I work on my sails, I'm going to primer these. And I'm going to try some dry brushing on these. So the sails are going to be my experiment on dry brushing to make it look like they're weathered. And then I am going to come back on my hull of my ship and I'm going to try a little dry brushing after the fact. You know, just put a little bit of a weathering effect on it and see if I can do that. He had twice a CT scan. So he had a CT scans twice. Nice. Man, I can tell you, I've had probably 10 of those, 12, 15 different MRIs over the years. They can be a challenge. The good thing is they're not invasive. They don't hurt. They can be noisy depending on the machinery, but a CT won't hurt. That's the only good thing. I need to get a box, and that's part why I got to clean my office up, everybody, is I got to get a box because it's too cold out in the garage. I mean, this weekend is going to be 0 degrees, right? So I need to make me a paint box, and I'm going to find one that I can put my stuff in and just spray it in the box. And I got to work on that this weekend too. Got to try to work on that. And At least he's back at home now. That's the thing to keep in mind, is he's back at home. Even being in the best hospital in the world sucks compared to being home. Yeah, well, what, do you have any recommendations of what to do instead? Because, I mean, it's going to be too cold to do anything out in the garage. I guess I could quickly do it. I could keep the spray paint in the house, and then have a box set up, a place to do it and just spray it real quick. But, I mean, if it's going to be 13 degrees outside, my garage is going to be probably 30 degrees. I got YS. So yeah, and I don't know what I'm gonna have to do. I might have to figure out something, because I don't want to spray paint in my office in a box. One, I'm worried about the fumes coming back, the overspray, but I also wonder how the parts will dry in the box. Storm Rider says acrylic paints work the best for dry brushing. Use Army Painter paints, they work great. All right, hang on, let me write that down. So acrylic paints work the best for the dry brushing. And this stuff is not acrylic paint, right? So this is not the right type of paint for dry brushing, or it's not the best type. Let me get over here to my paint page. Let me make a note here. Army Painter paints. I put Army Painter pants. Paints, which are acrylic. Because now I'm thinking I can go back on the crappy paint job I've already done and maybe dry brush, effect over what I've done. That maybe might help it. So yeah, so you agree these are not the right paints for dry brushing, right? So I'm going to get into the dry brushing. I'm going to figure it out. Get a big box, cut a hole in it, put an old computer fan in it facing out, put a dryer vent hose on it. You can direct it. Yeah, you can change the flow of air, right? You can control the flow of air. Direct it where you want it, out the window or out in the garage. Okay, I got you. So I'm basically going to make my own paint booth, a miniature paint booth. So I'll work on that. I will. I know a lot about ventilation. I used to be a ventilation expert when it comes to laboratories, scientific laboratories. So I'm sure I can build one. I can build something to work. So yes, I'm going to make a miniature paint booth. I'll do that. And I may not, man, I got a lot of work to do. So, but it'd be nice to have it so that I can do some of this. Because, like I said, I think this ship is going to turn out but if I can get all these tools and resources squared away so that when you invest good money on a nice wood ship that I want to do, then maybe I can do a much better job. That's where I'm going with that. So, all right. Number 6. Part number 6, eh? Oh, Number 6, I'm looking for part number 25, 24, all of those. Let me see if I can find them. What do they look like? Yeah, I got to get these fine brushes in. There's so many little things that have 2 colors on them. It's like this one little piece here, you know, it's supposed to be red with a little bit of highlight black. You know, I'm going to definitely have to work on that. I'm trying to find the ship wheel so I know where it is. There's the ship's wheel. I gotta see if I can identify the shaft. I wish it'd be really nice if they would put these pieces together. You know what I mean? If they would lump them together. But you know what they ought to do? They ought to gotta get a hold of us and have us tell them how they should design models, right? The end user should be able to have influence and tell them, hey, you know, if one, you give better instructions, if you would tell us what this part is, it would be really nice because I would really like to know what certain parts are called. I'm kind of a knowledge guy and an old historical guy. Look, I know what a cannon is, but there's a lot of times I don't look. I have no clue right now what that little piece is. No clue. No clue where it goes, what it does. But if I knew what it was called, I could Google it, and that would help me understand its purpose in relationship to the boat. Yeah, I'm going to order some tonight. I've already got them in my Amazon cart, and I'm going to order them. I think they're like 20 bucks for a big pack of all the detail brushes and the ones used for dry brushing. So that's probably not the top end ones, but I think they run about $20. So just don't tell my wife, okay? Nobody tell my wife. Because we're on a no spending spree. We're not supposed to be spending any money. We're supposed to not spend money, so don't tell my wife. I know. She's in the background, supervising. Well, she may be really busy, so she may not be listening yet. Man, finding the shaft that the ship's wheel goes through. Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm chasing ghosts. That part number is 23 or 24. Is that it right there? I found it. It's a freaking miracle. I'm trying to figure out one thing I'm working on so that I can just, what I'm trying to do is identify a bunch of brown parts so that I can go through and do a bunch of brown painting. Or black is one thing I'm trying to do. So that's why I'm making a lot of notes on my documents here, my instructions about what color things are supposed to be. Because what I'm realizing is I got a lot of things that they have a color combination, like brown and leather color. So I'm gonna probably wind up working with those two colors at the same time. I did a big monster 3-wheel motorcycle when I was younger. Called it Evil Iron. It was awesome, nice. Like all of my part number 2s are red. So I'm gonna try to go through and maybe just paint all the red stuff and then move on to a different color is what I'm trying to do. I don't know how you guys do it, if that's a smart way but that's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm trying to go through and hit everything that's red or brown and clearly mark it so that I can literally go through here one section at a time, find that part, paint it red. And if I was smart, I would get some colored pens. I got some colored pencils. And I would go through here, maybe if I was smart, right? I would get some colored pencils and I would take the red one and find all the red parts and color a red, write the red in red, and then write the brown in brown, tan and tan, green and green. You know what I mean? Maybe I should do that. What do you guys think about that? I had this long red fur, so I cut it off a little bit and stuck it out the side pipes on the bike. Looks like flames coming out of the, oh, that's cool. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I should get the colored pencils and go through this and color code everything. And then I could just pick a color, find all the black, all the red, you know, and all the browns, all the creams. And I guess, you know, the kit has these little triangles that tells you your paint code. I might be able to just color the code in lightly, shade it in. I mean, I'm just thinking it might make things faster when I get ready to do a blanket painting, you know? Like, oh yeah, you know. And if I just move on from section 8 to 9 to 10 to 12 to, you know, 13, 14, 15, it might be the way to do this. I'm not for sure how anybody else does it. It's like 5 is gold. So I know we have colored pencils or markers somewhere, and I think I'm gonna work on that. I might work on that tomorrow. All right, so good news there. We got all that squared away. We kind of got a good game plan. What I was trying to do tonight was, since I'm a little bit tired, just work on a game plan. Know what kind of a mess I have and don't have. I recognize I need to order the brushes, and I got to do that. I need to order the brushes, right? I can't think if there's anything else I need to order. Maybe look at some clamps, maybe? Clamps for models might work. So we're at a good stopping place because there's not a whole lot more I can do until I get a little bit better organized and stuff like that. So we're going to move into the living room and kick back. So let's go in there, guys. Take you guys with me. Hang on. All right. Come on, Daisy. Let's go get set up in here. All right. There we go. Let's rest a little bit. See, that's the fish tank I was talking about earlier. Oh, I got to remember. I normally just use my own colors and paints as I go kind of thing. I mix colors and get the shade effects. Ah, all right. I don't know if I'm that advanced of a painter to trust to trust my creative palette when it comes to colored paints. So, but I'm, we're going to learn on this one, is what we're going to do. Because I truly don't have any artistic abilities. So, all right, let me pull up my Amazon account and we'll see what we can do. Oh, I got a coupon for 5% off brushes. Let me order those. And what we're going to look at, model clamps. Do they make clamps for models? These look like really big clamps. These won't work. I need little bitty clamps. I already got a bunch of little alligator clips. Um, they do got these little 2-inch small spring clamps with a 3/4 jaw opening that has a rubber coating on them. Yeah, my wife takes care of the aquarium. That's kind of her baby. But yeah, I'll slide you over there a little bit. I'll let you guys check it out. I think those are too big. Need to find the actual dimensions. Man, a lot of these clamps are too big. You got a nice aquarium, thank you. You used to have a 55-gallon Oscar and in it, and they get the Oscars do get huge. Those are just fancy goldfish. Is all those are. She had one of those fish, I can't remember what it's called, but had the big bubble head on it, but it died recently. So she's had that tank for about 3 years, I guess, since we've been back. And her fish are starting to get to that age. You know, because fish only live a couple of years, usually. So we don't expect, and what we're going to do with that tank, since we're hoping to move this year, once the fish pass away, because they are literally pushing 3 years old, that we're going to shut the tank down, clean it, sterilize it, you know, deconstruct it and pack it so that when we move, we have it so that we can go right back at it. Alligator clips, they have a real small C-clamp, like 1.5 inches. Okay? See, I already have, hang on, Daisy. I already have a bunch of these clamps, but they don't have the black safety tip on them, or the rubber cushioning tip, whatever you want to call it. But I have these, but they're not as nice as these. And I already had the stand. Those are good. You like those? All right. Ah. Since I already have the base, let me see if it's cheaper just to buy the extra pieces. I can get 40 of them for $16, okay? All right. I think I'm better off just buying the 40 pack because I already have the base. So I think I'm better off if I just buy 40 of them. That's what I think. So I'm going to add those to my cart real quick. All right. Well, they do have a paint booth that you can buy for 160 bucks. Did you know that? You can buy your own little paint booth setup. But I'm not going to do that. All right. What else should we look at? I'll show you if I can find wood. See, I think it'd be cool to build something like this. Make one for little or nothing. Yes. Yeah, a little paint booth. Yeah, I agree with you. A cardboard box, 10 bucks. I agree with you. Make it out of scraps. I agree. I totally agree with you. This is the sailboat model I built originally about 30 years ago. My first attempt building a wood model, and it actually came out really, really well. That's just like the one I built. Now it took me 6 months, but yeah, I rigged it, did it all. It came out really nice. But we'll see what I can do after I get this one done. And I probably won't do another one because you never know. I may build another model after this one because I think once I get going and get a few things, I can knock this one out a lot faster than I thought. So I may pick up another model at Hobby Lobby just to do until spring gets here. But I won't take on a project like doing a racing yacht or something, a wooden one until next winter again. But I'll be shopping and seeing if I can't get a really good deal on one and then buy it. So I have it. When the winter comes on and I'm bored, I can make it happen. So that's kind of the plan there. So I think we'll be able to pull it off. But I think once I get a little bit better organized and get going here, the pace will pick up. I think there's no question about that. So But, you know, always stuff to do. We can always find stuff to do around here. Me and my dog. Me and my dog Lily. Me and my dog Lily. Me and my dog Poo Poo. We got to get back into fishing here soon. They stock the lakes around here with rainbow trout. So when we get some nice weather, we're going to go trout fish and take the wife. Cardboard box, some duct tape, small computer fan, and just a simple dryer vent where you can pull and suck it through. Yeah, yeah. And you want to make a drawing effect, not a blowing effect. So, you know, you put your clean air duct at the bottom, your exhaust, and let it suck the air through is what you want to do. Yeah, we love to fish. We fish quite a bit. During the summer, I take you guys fishing with me a lot. But, you know, it's winter, winter, winter here, and but they stocked our local lakes with trout, rainbow trout. They're only about 12, 13 inches, not super big, but they're easy to catch. And if we get a weather in the 60s, we'll dress nice and warm, and I'll take Lorelei, and we'll go do some fishing probably in February when the weather's a little bit nicer. So that's part of what we're going to do. And I'll take you guys with me. I take my mobility scooter. I mount my camera to the mobility scooter. And you guys just get to ride along with me as we go and do. It's part of what we like to do and how we like to have fun. So that's what we're going to be doing. I think it'll be fun. I've never fished at these lakes for trout, but I kind of imagine it a little bit like shooting fish, or what is that? Shooting fish in a barrel. But they're lakes, and trouts don't like still water. They like flowing water. So I don't know how well it would be, but they stock a lot of fish in there, and a lot of people catch them and eat them. Now, we don't want to eat them. We just want to catch them and release them. Where we live at, this part of the country has one of the top 10 real trout fishing areas in the nation. If you've ever heard of a place called Cotter, Arkansas, it's one of the top 10 trout fishing destinations in the United States, and Canada included. So we go trout fishing, real trout fishing quite a bit. Rainbow, browns, you know, all of that stuff. Down on the river below the dams, on the White River is what it's called, the White River. There's a chain of lakes on the White River, Table Rock, you know, Beaver Lake, Bull Shoals. And below those dams are where they raise trout. We have trout. But it's hard to do live streams there because you're down in the valley and you can't get a signal out. Yeah, the White River. That's right. So we don't live but about an hour from the White River, hour, 15 minutes. And we'll go up there and trout fish. I have a lot of fun. It's easy. It's fun. I would like to live stream from up there, but, you know, you're down in a valley, a huge valley, way down, and cell phone signal just doesn't work too well. But the White River is a beautiful place in Arkansas. If you've never been there, you ought to go check it out. A lot of great cabins and places to stay and trout fishing. And we've got a lot of trout over the years there. So it's over by, you can go by Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but you can stay in Eureka Springs and go shopping. You're not very far from Branson, Missouri. So, you know, there's a lot that can be done. Funny, I live 10 minutes from the White River. No shit. You live 10 minutes from which part of the White River? Which part of it? The southern part, the northern part, you know, that is interesting. I wonder if it's the same White River. Because ours runs through Arkansas as part of those lake chains, those reservoirs for power energy. And so we go below Beaver Dam a lot because that's the closest to us. And then White River originally ran through Beaver Lake and comes out. So White River goes south into Fayetteville, Arkansas, down by Fort Smith. But it's not cold there. You know, it's warm again. But below the dams is where they stock the trout, and they've done a really good job with it. But it's a beautiful place to fish. And Lorelei likes to catch trout. They're easy to catch. And we don't really eat trout, but she likes to catch them. So we have a lot of fun doing that as part of what we do. But we prefer saltwater fishing. So when we get a chance, we go down south and saltwater fish a lot. Down to Alabama, Texas, Florida. We've been in the Carolinas fishing, saltwater fishing. So Mississippi, Louisiana. The part that runs through Indiana, that is funny, right? Man, because it does. It goes up your way from here. So that's funny. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a boat. I'm going to put a bottle in the water, and I'm going to write you a note. And I'm going to throw it in the White River. And I want you to stand by your White River in Indiana and see how long it takes for the bottle to get to you in Indiana. So, runs into the Ohio River eventually. That's correct. That's correct. Kind of crazy, right? But yeah, here we use it for trout fishing. I mean, it's if you Google it, you can find that it's some of the best trout fishing in the nation. Some of the largest browns and cutthroat. I mean, everything's there. And it has some really nice handicap areas for people to fish. It has areas that are fly fishing only. It has areas that are no barbless or barbless hooks only. So they have different habitats that sets it up for different fish and fisheries. So it's pretty cool. And then we're not very far from a place called Roaring River State Park in Missouri, which is a fish hatchery. And you can go up there and fish. You got to pay like $8 a day. And you can go up there and fish, and they've got all of these little pools, part of their Roaring River system, that they stock with trout, and that's easy pickings too. So, but you got to pay for that, and you got to drive all the way to Missouri. It's further from our house. So we like to just go up to Beaver Dam, below the Beaver Dam, and trout fish. So that's kind of what we like to do. And see how it goes up there. But we have a good time doing it. We do. We have a lot of fun fishing. I don't get to do it nowhere near as much as I like, as part of my problem. So, all right, my friends, we're going on 7:45 here. We've been on a little bit over 90 minutes, going on over 120 minutes, it looks like. So I think it's about time for me to wind this down. We're going to, of course, do live streams again tomorrow and all of that good stuff. I think my wife may do one tonight late when she gets home. I may do one or tomorrow. I don't know what she's doing. But we will continue to do live streams. I'll continue to work on the model, but we'll keep doing regular old live streams. So tomorrow we probably won't do model live streams. We'll probably just do BS live streams and have a good time and reach out to everybody and say hi and all of that good stuff. So, but like I say over and over, we appreciate everybody joining us, liking us, subscribing, sharing, shouting out. If you have any comments or suggestions, you want to see a video, you want to see us make a video about a topic or anything, if you got questions or, helpful suggestions, man, just let us know. We are wide open and happy to learn and know and grow and do things. So we really do appreciate everybody for coming in and staying with us and hanging out on a Friday night. So, all right, my friends and everybody in the background and everybody, we appreciate you guys. So take care and stay warm because winter is coming back. We thought it was summer today. It's going to be a 35 degrees change from 60 degrees to 30 degrees to 15 degrees here tomorrow on Sunday. So it's going to be bitterly cold. So everybody stay warm, protect your plumbing and your pipes, all of that good stuff. And we will take care, and appreciate you all, and see you all. Okay. Night, everybody. Have a good night. We appreciate you. Don't let the bugs bite. All right, my friends. Take care.